Hello there, we're back with the Amstrad CPC and hopefully in this video we'll get it all finished working and back together, but well, we'll see. I mean, for one thing, we'll see how good that disk drive is. So in the last video I've tested it, I've found it works, I've cleaned up the board a little bit, I put some black wax on the bottom case just to hide some of the scratches. And I've not done anything since with it, apart from I've had a little go at the edge connectors with a little bit of metal polish. So they are looking a lot better now, although they are still a little bit pitted. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to live with that. But I don't think it's going to affect the operation. Motherboard's all back in its case. Volume control, power switch is all back in again. So I suppose I can start looking at the top half of the computer. So top half of the case, pretty disgustingly dirty. It's got an awful lot of scrapes and scratches in it. And this label fixture, what you want to call it, is starting to come away. So I think I'll strip it down, I'll wash the plastic. I'll see if I can separate this, this panel all together. And I think rather than just trying to stick the end down, I'll reapply new adhesive all the way through. We'll take the keyboard off, we'll take the keyboard apart, clean that out. What else is there? Oh yeah, the speaker lives in there as well, and the power switch, so I'll take those out. Okay, let's have a look at it. So keyboard first, I think it's just these 3 screws. And it's held in on the other side when the case is reassembled. I think that's how it works. Presumably that'll lift out. Yep. Oh, it's vile. It's disgusting. Cabling. Let's remove. How is that held in? Bear with me. Different screwdriver needed. So my top case has been cleaned. I've put it through the wash. I've removed this top plate because it was really, really scruffy. And ideally I wanted to stick it back down properly. But as I was taking it off, I realised just how bad the condition of it was. It was really scratched and it's going to spoil the whole look of the computer. So I'm not going to put it back on. The case itself, it's clean, but it's still full of these scratches and scuffs. And I was toying with the idea of using that black wax again on the top just to try and disguise them a little bit. But unlike the bottom case, the top case isn't black, it's grey. So I can do that, but it's going to change the colour of it. So I don't know. I'm going to have a little bit of a think about that. With this missing plate, I should point out at this point, I'm not in any way artistically gifted, but I have been playing about with a few little designs. This is just on paper at the moment. I do have some proper glossy paper I can print onto, but that was my first idea. A bit bland. So I've expanded on it slightly. Now it looks ridiculously cartoony. But it's going to be better than nothing, and until I can spend some time and design something that maybe looks a bit better, I think I'm just going to go with this for now. It's just going to smarten the computer up a little bit. It's not going to have that scruffy chipped plate that was there. But anyway, I'll have a think about it. I'll have a think about whether I'm going to black wax this case or not. And while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with that top case, I might as well take this keyboard apart and give it a clean as well, because it's revolting. Ooh, yeah. Other people's dirt. Fantastic. It's got to go. If it's like any other Amstrad keyboard I've ever played with, it should be fairly easy to take apart. Just pushing back some tabs. Yeah, watch this one make a liar out of me. Let's try this side. Aha! That may be fight for it. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Gross. Disgusting. Vile. My God. The state of my desk. Oh, it's vile. Okay. Hot soapy water for them, I think. And for that. Well, that's a bit better. Yeah. That was hard work with a toothbrush. And the keys were really hard work. In fact, I spent about 2 hours on the keys because each one needed a really, really good scrub. But they've come up nice and clean. Little bit yellow, but you know what? I can live with that. So let's put this back together because I don't like having too many parts floating about. So spacebar has 2 springs and they are different to the others. Let's get this right. Should just line up like that. Lovely. And I think this has a stabilizer bar as well. So right, the case has been black waxed and it's not darkened it as much as I thought it would. Looks okay. You can still see some scuffs in it, but do you know what? It's a lot better than it was. So I'm going to start reassembling this top case. So what went first? I think we had speaker and a power LED. That's better. Now finally onto this disk drive. It's a mess. I've no idea if it's going to work, but we can but try, can't we? So my belt's arrived. So I think before I fit that I want to give it a bit of a clean up. I want to try and fix this door spring. So let's start by getting this front cover off. Let's get this circuit board out of the way as well. And then I can get to the mechanism and I can remove any leftover bits of belt. So the front cover should just be 2 screws, I think. Yep, that did it. Right, circuit board. So I've got a multi-plug here. I've got an LED here, which is the sensor for the speed, and the the LED's there and the sensor is underneath it there. So what I might do, rather than upset the alignment for this, I might just desolder the wires from the board. Might be the safer way to go. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's get this multi-plug out first. Without damaging it. Okay. See how much we can move the board by. Now, about 10 years ago I changed a belt in one of these, and the circuit board holds in the right protect pin. And if you take the board off and turn this thing upside down, that pin's going to fall out, which is fine, provided you can find it. So let's try not to do that because it's a tiny little thing. It was also, I was also reminded of it in the comments from the last video by Yellow Belly. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I do appreciate it. So I'll do my best not to lose the pin this time. So we're free there. We've got another multi-plug actually there. And what's got it there? Oh yeah, these 2 wires. So, I think, let me get the soldering iron out. That's better. See what I'm doing now. Now, that right there, that is the right protect pin. And it's easy to lose, so be careful. In fact, let me show you just how small it is. I'll remove this pin now with a little bit of Rodico, just so I don't lose it later. And that's it. Tiny little pin. Lose it and your drive doesn't work. Right, so I've got access to the underside and the mechanical bits, and there's still bits of belt that need removing off that spindle, and possibly this one as well. It's looking a bit gummy, so I'm going to try and just clean that up a little bit. So let's try and get the larger bits off first. Right then. Lovely. Let's get this back together. Yep, so that's back together. Right, so I just want to have a look at this front cover and see why this spring isn't springy. Doesn't look broken, it looks like it's just come out of position there, so maybe I can reset it. Let's see if I can get this latch off without breaking it. Hadn't quite seated properly. Yeah, that seems fine now. That was an easy fix. Alright, let's put the drive back in, keyboard on, give it some power and see what it does. Well, I've just had a surreal couple of hours. Put it together, tried to get the drive to fire up, and absolutely nothing. Wasn't doing a thing. Thought, right, great. Time to problem solve. I thought it's got to be something I've just recently done to the drive, because I know it was at least running before I took it apart, although it was running without a belt. I've had this drive apart twice. Couldn't find any problems, so I substituted the drive for my Spectrum Plus 3. Put that in, same issue, it was dead. I took this drive, I put it in my Spectrum, and it ran perfectly. So this drive's good. I then started looking at all the recapping work I'd done on the board. Maybe I've caused a problem there. Checking tracers, what have you. Everything seems fine. Starting to struggle a little bit. I'm checking the power at the socket. I'm getting the right 12 volts that I expected. I thought, well, maybe it's my power supply. Maybe that's given up. It's given me the right voltage, but when you put it under some load, maybe it's falling over. No, that was fine. Tried the new power supply, not a problem. 2 hours later, do you know what it was? Bad connections on the socket. So I've crimped them down. I put some heat shrink over them and it's fine. Honest to God, 2 hours. Anyway, do you know what? Never mind, it works now. Right, so I've got no software for the computer, but I do have some blank discs. And it does seem to work okay. The drive anyway. Of course, it can't read this disc because it's formatted for a Spectrum. And therein lies my problem. All these 3-inch discs I've got are formatted for Spectrums. So, in order to format a disc on this system, I think I need CPM, or whatever disc the system was originally packaged with, which I don't have. So I knew I wouldn't be able to try out any games or anything on this system because I don't have any yet. I need to buy some. But yeah, I was hoping I could at least format a disc and load and save a few things, but no, apparently I can't do that till I get some software either, so that'll have to wait. But hey, it does seem to function, and I know this drive's good because I tried it in my Spectrum, so I don't see any reason why it should fail in this. Yeah, Let's button it up. So there we go, I think we're done with that. It looks a lot better than it did for a bit of car trim wax. All the filth's gone out the keyboard. It's run on fresh capacitors, well, apart from one. This drive's had a service and it seems to run nice. I just need to get some software on it because I don't want this thing to just sit on the shelf. I want to use it. That plate, I'm sorry, that plate had to go. It was really, really messed up. It was bent, it had dents and scrapes in it. So I've put together something else, and I don't know how well this is going to go down with the purists, but it's just, I've taken some design cues from other Amstrad computers, Spectrum Plus 3, that sort of thing, and it's just something to cover the hole for the time being till either something better comes along or someone remanufactures these plates, or I can design something better. I don't know. So I'm just going to put this on for now. So, yeah. So there we go. A computer that was clearly not looked after. Back to the land of the living. I just need to get some software so I can actually do something with it. But for now, I'm happy. It works. So I think I'm done with this video right here. I hope at the very least that this video served to be at least some sort of distraction for everything that's going on at the moment. Thank you very much for watching, and look after yourselves and stay safe, everyone. Thanks. Bye.